so high with Kath and Nath.
Yeah, it is. Hang on.
That's the fact they didn't have any audio. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's like, what is happening? This is the podcast after dark. Welcome, Patreon members.
I was trying to get the microphone close to Brian because he's really purring pretty heavy here. And
I'm really into it, huh, Brian?
Really wanted everyone to enjoy it, but
yeah.
Can you hear it?
Oh, there it is. In the AMSR edition of the podcast.
He loves it. Okay.
Hi, Kath.
Nath, how's it going?
We're doing it again. We have not been canceled yet. At least from the podcast. I mean, I don't know about professionally, but
in general. There we go.
How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much. I have Brian Williams, who is my cat, for those who may not know. He is curled up on my lap and purring away, which is just...
He's looking at you like, I know I am. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Honestly, and I've said this a million times, if he could just get a job, that would...
With the way prices are, like, Brian, come on.
Yeah. People really, my mother's so funny when she found out that when you have to pay a pet fee when you move into an apartment, she found that out. She said, you better get him a paper route. That's so cute. I said, yeah, I know. Well, it's all right.
There's no more newspapers left, Mother.
I know, right?
There's no newspapers. The Perry Herald is no longer printing.
Oh, the Perry Herald is absolutely printing, Catherine. How dare you? Yes.
Sorry.
I love it. So Chip gets it every week. Yeah. And I get so excited because I love to look at it and see what's going on around town.
I always get the Kenton B. It comes out. Just I love the name. It's like, I love the blotter. Like I am small town trash. I just give me the blotter and I'm good to go.
It's so good. They also have a portion in the Perry Herald where they do through the years. So it's from 1982, 1972, 1962, like all the little nuggets in there. So it's birth announcements I don't know. Mostly it's exciting because you just want to see yourself in there like, I
was born. I knew it.
I did it. It's very exciting.
Is it really called the Perry Herald? Because I totally just pulled that out of thin air.
No, it is called the Perry Herald. Yes.
Obviously, in typical fashion, I knew that, Catherine.
It's actually very interesting that you bring it up because I have been thinking the woman who is in charge of it, she was one of our church school teachers growing up. So I kind of know her a little bit, but I was thinking about reaching out to her because they have people who do columns, or they have this guy who writes, I think his name is Carl. He writes a poem every week or something like that. I was thinking like I might, so I said to Chip, I go, do you think if I reached out to Mrs. Sturm and told her that I'd like to write something? And so there's a guy named Hans who he's lovely, but he writes a column on birds every week. So Chip goes, look, if they're letting Hans column about birds, I feel like maybe you have a shot. I'm like, okay, well, I'll see. I haven't done it because I don't know why, actually. I need to just do it.
You need to do it. You absolutely need to do it.
Like get pushed into doing something so then that way I can have a job every week.
Every day of the week. Besides your real job.
But like a creative writing.
Yes.
A thing that basically forces you to do your creative thing. And I feel like maybe I need a bigger push. I'm not pushing myself enough.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's, and I told you, and I guess we can share my wife had the same sentiment about me. And she comes up to me.
She inspired me as well.
She came up to me the other day. I signed you up for the craft fair at Community College in the first weekend in December. I'm sorry, what? She goes, listen, you've got so many tools downstairs. You don't make anything. So either you're going to sell them or you're going to go to the craft fair. I'm like, first off, the tone, not needed on a Saturday. But no, she was, the thing I love about my wife, and I'm not saying this to win points or anything. She knows how to motivate me, and she knows what's best for me, which is what you want in a partner. Someone who knows your potential and can motivate you to do that. And so, we paid the $100. I will have a table at the Cayuga Community College Holiday Craft Fair the first weekend in December.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I was downstairs the other day just making a bunch of stuff, making my templates because, I do have limited time. And obviously the weekends I try to spend as much with the kids because I don't see them during the week as much because I am night side. And so I was like, okay, if I create this template, I can then churn out this in an hour. And then, I can then sand these another day. Right. We're not doing anything extravagant. There's going to be some minimalist charcuteries and then some of the big full-blown ones. I'm going to make some scrap bots, as I call them. So all the scrap pieces, I make a little robot.
I love those. I think they're awesome.
Yeah. So we're gonna do it. And if it's a bust, it's a bust. But it has motivated me to just get down in the shop. I haven't cleaned the shop yet. That's never ever gonna happen. But I got I have half the basement is dedicated to kind of my nonsense. And it's probably 200 square feet. It's not small. It's decent. And I think I work in a space about this big because there's just so much crap.
Well, it's fun. I mean, that's how I grew up. We always my father had a workshop where he would do, various things. And then when we moved after my grandfather passed away, we moved into his house. He had a jigsaw. He had a lathe and all of these things because he used to make furniture. I have some pieces around my house that he had made. So then sort of experimenting with other things like that. But that was always part of growing up is my dad used to call it Stone Mind Enterprises, that he would be making things. He never made them to sell at all. Yeah. But one of the things that he and my grandfather got into making was toast tongs. Wooden things to get the toast out of the toaster.
Yeah.
But he used to love it because he would spend all this time sanding and sanding and sanding. And then he would, hit it against his hand so it would hum. It's like a tuning fork. Be like, well, this is a good one. Yeah. But it was one of those things that he would be down there and say, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But, then all of a sudden be like, ta-da, come
masterpiece. Look at the joints on this. It's like, what the hell?
It's pretty wild. But so I think that's really good.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Chip's been doing that too, though, right?
Well, I was going to say yes, but you inspire him because when you were doing stuff, then he would see it and then be like, "Well, see, Nate's doing that. I gotta start doing that." And he was kicking himself actually because they have the big Letchworth Art Show, which is a stone's throw from his home, and so
see it from his house.
Exactly, pretty much. And so he said, I should have made stuff for that. I should have done something for that. And I said, well, listen, it's something that you can do, in the future. So then I was telling him about your thing. He was like, see, he's like, I got to be doing this stuff. And I said to him, I said, well, the thing is that the whole point of it is that it should be something that's enjoyable and something that you like doing. And sometimes it can be hard to get going on that kind of stuff. But if your motivation is something, well, this is enjoyable, then it'll be good. But if it's like, I got to crank out 47 ornaments. And then it becomes this whole other thing that is probably not quite as enjoyable. So that's why I'm like, don't feel like you're in a competition of like, oh, I should be doing this or doing that. I go, just do it if you enjoy doing it, which he very much does. So.
Yeah, like if I make 20 boards and, I'm upcycling an old Christmas tree to make some coasters, nothing, sell for like $5. Like, okay, like if I sell out day one, great. Yeah. I don't sell a damn thing. All right, well, everyone's getting a free coaster for Christmas.
I think the thing that's interesting is you see what's out there. We were in the Adirondacks and we happened to be in a gift shop And I was looking at some of the stuff and I said, look at what this is, and I would say the things that you make are, better than this, or I should say more handmade or something, and more like
Person,
that.
yeah.
But I said, but it's already out there. There's already things that are out there, and your stuff is, in a better quality and more creative and and handmade and all of that kind of stuff that I think people really do appreciate. And I said, so there's certainly a market for it. It's selling here, so it could be, somewhere else. So.
Well, and certainly, like, I'm at a point where it's not my livelihood; it's just something to do, so I can kind of price it accordingly. Like, okay, yeah, I'll sell this for $20, whatever. I'm not looking to. I don't have to provide for the family with this. It's just something we're doing on a weekend. So, not necessarily undermining the market or anything like that, but I'm not in it for the get rich quick scheme. You know what I mean?
It's wonderful. There's a gift shop in Perry called 11 Covington, which is also the address. And it's an offshoot of the furniture store in town. And the furniture store has more traditional things. And this store has like just really cool chairs and couches and that kind of stuff. But they also sell a lot of different local gifts.
Oh.
And it's kind of been growing more and more and more of people locally who, that's not necessarily the same thing. It's not their main job, but they make this or make that or do this or do that. And so then they started selling it, and Chip connected with them and they were like, yeah, sure, bring your stuff down. So he brought a bunch of stuff down, and it was so interesting to see them say, well, what would you want to sell this for? And so it's like, I don't know, like $5. And they're like, you could sell it for 10, you could sell it for 12, it's like, and it's like, you can't really raise the price, but you could lower it if something doesn't go for that price. But just, I think it's really awesome to have those kind of people out there who can look at it and say, this is almost helping you understand the value of your own work, which I don't often, we're kind of like, especially if it's something you do on the side, you kind of think, whatever, here, just take it.
Yeah, right. Take this thing. Yeah.
Difference to make. So here you go.
I'd be giving this away or burning it anyway. So go ahead.
But it's a wonderful shop, and they have a lot of really awesome stuff in there. So cool.
Yeah, it should be fun. Or it won't be. We'll find out.
It'll be a new experience.
Yes, a new life experience. Speaking of
life, I'm a craft fair person, Nate.
You what?
You could become a craft fair person.
You know what? Let's do it. I'm probably one generation away from pure circus trash. Let's do this. Let's go to the craft fair circuit.
Craft circuit. Get on it.
We're going to Letchworth today, honey.
Get ready.
I do love the Letchworth. We've been to that. We haven't been there almost in 6 years, but I love the Letchworth crap. It's just always the perfect time of the year. Obviously, the leaves are changing. It's always rainy, but I love it.
It's wonderful that it's now moved to the Village Park in Perry, which was something that some people were not very happy with. But the thing that is good about it is that there are a lot of good things going on in Perry, and you can also see how close you are to Letchworth. I mean, it's about 3 miles or something like that. I mean, it's not even, it's a very short drive. But the other thing too, that a lot of the vendors liked it because it's a paved oval kind of in the park. So that was kind of nice. But apparently, I guess it was very windy on Sunday. So some of the vendors had to like pick up and go.
Oh.
That was too windy. But I was like, would you prepare for something like that? Like, I mean, I feel like if you do that a lot, it seems like you would be prepared to batten down the hatches.
Yeah, you'd have your sandbags and your flaps and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, there goes this year's stuff that I made. Can you imagine? Oh,
I know that would be devastating. It's like, poof, especially with so many, like woodworking, they can sustain, but like there's so many people who do stuff with paper and just more fragile, glass, things like that. Like I could not imagine, like a hailstorm destroying my, tinted glass tent.
Yes, or pottery, people who do all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that'd be horrible.
Nope.
I don't know. Maybe the craft fair circuit isn't for us, Nath.
We don't have the chops for it.
You don't have the stones for the craft circuit, you idiots.
I've seen some shit, man. So we're gonna play a fun game today, Kath.
We are. Oh, we never played a game before.
We haven't. This is first game we're playing.
Okay.
It's called Let's Google Ourselves.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I did this before the show because I was like, I don't really know. Like, and to be 100% transparent, I wanted to make sure, like, if I Google you, like, I hate to spoil the news, Kate. There's weirdos on the internet.
Yes, I
So
know.
I didn't want to be like, is Kate Welshover blah, and then like all of a sudden weird stuff comes up. So
Oh, I sure do. I actually purposely wrote something on my website that uses the phrase Kate Welshover naked. And when you go to that page, there's a man, there's like this old timey man like lifting a barbell or something. I can't actually remember what it is.
that's genius.
But because the way that when you have a website,
Mm-hmm.
it'll tell you how people find you, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll tell you what the search phrases are, which is horrifying.
Yeah.
Currently, that feature, I need to do an upgrade on my site because that feature is disabled. And honestly, I don't even care. I'm like, I don't use this enough for me to care. And also, it just terrifies me when I see what people are looking up. I don't want to know. It's like gives you all the information you need, and it's horrible. Also, the many versions of Welshofer are incredible.
Yeah.
But they get there.
You should update the naked post, and it's just a picture of Chip pointing his finger, like, I know what you're doing.
How dare you?
I know. That's my wife.
That's a great idea. That's a really good idea.
Once a week I have a good idea, and there we go. That's mine for the week.
Now you're done.
Good
See,
night.
now you
Good
just
night.
relax. You can relax. But I have Googled, not in a long time, but I have in the past, just for that reason. And I've found some weird things that I'm like, oh God, people are so bizarre.
They really are. What was surprising to me, well, it wasn't surprising. Obviously, you're the anchor of a very successful newscast, and I'm not. I haven't made a dent, Catherine.
Well,
Nobody's looking for me.
hang on. Hang on. Nate Benson. So I'm just going to do just Nate Benson.
Yes. Okay.
And see what comes up. Nate Benson, journalist.
Yeah.
Content creator.
Content.
Yes. Pretzel influencer.
Yeah.
Is this you?
Yeah, I think it might be. It's probably my website that I haven't updated in forever.
We both have like this is definitely you. I enjoy this.
So I typed in is Kate Welshover, and then here we go. All the questions. So maybe if you type in is Nate Benson.
Okay, hang on. Let's see. Is Nate Benson married? Wait. Why did this come up? Is Nathaniel Benson a real person?
So thank you for bringing that up. So is Nate Benson, me, who's been on TV for many years, like, is Nate Benson still with WGRZ, or is Nate Benson on TV? No, that comes up. Is Nathaniel Benson a real person? And I go, I am. So I Google Nathaniel Benson. He's a character in some romantic novel written in 2000 called Fever 1793.
I'm seeing that just now.
I'm like, well, I'm ordering this immediately.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but yeah, who is Nathaniel? Is Nathaniel Benson a real person? I am. What's Brian doing?
Well, he's right. He's right with us.
He's in the thick of it.
He's very active right now because naturally, of course, this is the perfect opportunity to do that. Hello, my friend.
So according to the website schmoop.com.
Oh, that sounds very reputable.
Yeah. Nathaniel Benson is Maddie's primary love interest in the novel Fever 1793. He's a painter and apprentice of the Peel family, and he apparently got great looking hair. Interestingly enough, Maddie's interest in Nathaniel is not the main emphasis of the story. If that's not a metaphor for my life, I'm not the main character.
I'm
just the support. I'm the guy in the background who's a tree. Just
I think that's Nathaniel Benson. Who knew?
Yeah, not me.
Not us. Is Nate Benson related to Nate Benson? That's
No.
also covered.
So then, like, is Nate Benson? Is Olivia Benson leaving SVU?
Oh no.
I hope not. I mean, she's the most successful Benson.
I just searched why is Nate Benson? It says why is Nate being mean?
Why is Nate Benson canceled? I didn't know I was. That literally came out. Why is Nate Benson canceled? Oh crap.
Oh no. Now what?
I mean, right now. What's the reason this week?
This is very interesting.
Which isn't a thing, by the way. It's just accountability, but that's the end of my political rant. Anyway.
It's 100% true. Yes, correct. Yes, you are completely correct on that. Wait, what's happening?
Is Kate Welshofer sick? That's what comes up for you.
You're sick?
Are you
Really?
sick? Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting because I recently took time off. Anytime I take time off, it's like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, do people take vacation in your world? What
No.
goes on?
No, you're not allowed to take vacation. Not in this country. Nobody missed me on mine. That was gone for 10 days, and there was one person going, "Is Nate okay?" No one's checking on Nate.
Oh yeah, this is great. Where is Kate Welshofer? How old is Kate Welshofer? How tall is Kate Welshofer?
Yeah.
Is Kate Welshofer married? Is Kate Welshofer getting married? Is Kate Welshofer single?
Is Kate Welshofer still on WGRZ? Why is Kate Welshofer? That's what I want to know. Why?
Why? What does it say? What information were you able to glean from that?
Actually, not a lot.
Oh, well,
I'm sorry.
either. I can't find it either. Well, I don't know.
I could make some stuff up. I mean, I think that's just the question. Why is Kate Welshofer?
Why? Oh gosh.
Why?
So many reasons. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't enjoy, I do a couple of things.
Yeah.
I try not to Google myself.
Right.
I try not to read the comments.
Never.
I read the comments on my own Facebook, but that's it.
Yeah.
And Instagram, I guess. But any other place that is not policed by me, I don't want to know.
No,
it's
not worth knowing.
No good can come of it. It's only because it's that saying, if you go looking for trouble, you'll find it. That is 100% true when it comes to Googling yourself.
It really is. and luckily, I've made no dent. Luckily, the fictional character from a 2000 somewhat successful novel is more
I think. Well, I think just capitalize on that and be like, because the first question was, is he real? He sure is. Here he is.
So I'm the realest Nate there is.
Fever 1793. Is that what it's called?
It is. I desperately want to know more about this novel.
I am not a romance. Okay, I started to say romantic novel and then romance novel, so it came out as romance novel.
Romance?
Romance.
I'm Kate Welshofer?
I'm not a romance novel kind of person.
You should talk like that all day. I am not a romance novel.
If I could speak, I enjoy slipping into that 1940s transatlantic kind of speech.
I was going to bring this up. So the fact that you and I are the same person is frightening sometimes.
It's really scary, but it's also...
One of my favorite things to do, because I'm a madman, is I'll be driving and I will talk in the old time radio voice, just like this.
So
and I'll read the billboards and I'll create so the other day I created a fictional pickleball tournament in Kenmore. And I was the radio play-by-play guy. I go, welcome to the 14th annual pickleball tournament at Mang Park in Kenmore, brought to you by D&D Auto. For all your auto needs, call D&D.
This is why this is so scary.
Yeah.
My friend and I went to a wedding on Long Island a number of years ago to my friend Sarah and I, and we were driving. We had to drive past the signs from Mahwah, New Jersey. So it's one of those things where, I'm helping to navigate and she's like, okay, so we go here, go, just take it, take the exit on Mawa. And so we just sat there yelling it forever. It was like the longest part of the trip. And we just, till your head hurts because you've been yelling for so long. And we're just crying, laughing. We still think it's like the funniest thing. And sure, that is.
You've now entered Mawa, New Jersey.
I couldn't possibly meet you. I got to go to Mawa.
Mawa.
Oh, so yes, basically same thing, just in the car, yelling in an old-timey radio voice.
Yeah.
It's great.
Really,
it's great.
It was a great pickleball tournament too.
It sounds great. I just think it's interesting that was a whole thing. There was that in all of those old movies, everyone sounds like that. What's it called? The transatlantic accent or something?
Yeah. And I don't definitively know, but this isn't a show about facts, so who cares? I feel like it was they had to, for the transatlantic, like broadcast things like that, like they had to talk a certain way for the mic to pick them up, and it kind of created this whole thing.
It was a standard, right? That there was sort of a standard that everyone had to talk the same way.
Yeah, it was kind of like, if you go back and listen, it was kind of broken. Like even this, like a full sentence was a full sentence. You kind of talk in parts because the audio has to go through. I could be completely full of it. I think that's what it is.
That got me right in the giggles. You have to talk in parts. I love it though. There's something so, and I know it's annoying, but sometimes I love being loud. It's just a good time.
I come from my mother, who I love dearly, is a loud human being, and I'm a loud human being, and it drives my brother and my father and my wife just nuts. Because we start talking here, and then it gets louder, and then all of a sudden we're shouting for no reason in the house, and we're all having a great time.
Why are we shouting?
We're having fun. Yeah.
I know that I have a very annoying, loud cackle when I think things are really funny. And I feel like I've tried to stifle it. And now I'm a wheezy laugher, which my dad used to be like that when he would laugh really hard.
Yeah.
He didn't make any noise. So now I've adopted that as my laugh. So I just sound like Snagglepuss.
It's just like me right now. Yes, same. I'm guilty of the same thing. I have a boisterous belly laugh. One of those. But again, like you can't just go around belly laughing, big guy. So I've developed the wheezing laugh where I sound like I've been smoking for 30 years.
Great. I think have you ever had that experience? You probably have, just judging by the conversation so far, where you've been in public and you laugh, something gets you, so you laugh, and it's just like a burst, and people turn and look as if like, what on earth are you doing?
Yes,
sir.
Yes, that has happened, and I immediately go, "Yeah, who did that? Who was that?"
That is so rude. My goodness.
When I did community theater, when I was a community theater nerd, and if it, sometimes the Auburn players had multiple shows kind of going at once, and myself and a couple others were always recruited to go to like an opening night, because so we could like kind of build up the audience, and like we knew when we were supposed to laugh, and we were just so we were plants basically. And we'd be like, just that was great, yeah. Community theater, what can I say?
There's certain people that their laugh makes you laugh. I've known a few of those in my lifetime, and it's when you meet people like that, it's so great because their laughing just makes you laugh, period.
Yeah. Well, it's good to laugh. I don't laugh enough.
It's good for your soul.
It really is.
Sometimes I feel like I'm laughing, but really it's just like I am so freaked out.
All you can do is laugh.
It is very, very true. Yes. But it seems joyful.
It seems like laughing is a good thing. Is it? I hope so.
Yes.
Well, This was a joy. It always is. This has been fun. We're 6, 7, 5. How many episodes? And we're in a bunch of episodes into this. This has been fun so far.
I have honestly lost count. And so what's interesting is it's exciting that now it is getting out there so that people can listen to it. And I enjoy listening to it because, like everything else in my life, I have completely forgotten what we talked about. I couldn't remember at all whatsoever. Because Chip asked me, he was like, well, what else do you guys talk about? I'm like, I can't tell you, Chip. I don't know. I don't remember. You'll have to listen to the next episode along with me and we'll find out because I just don't remember.
I feel like that's a condition of our profession. Because we, especially you share so many little nuggets of stories on a daily basis, like the inflow and outflow of information. Like I know I struggle with like, did I tell this story? Do I remember this? Because like there's just so much going in and out that I'm like, I don't know what happened.
I also don't remember who I talked to. Well, nope. I say it all the time. Was I talking to you? We were talking about XYZ.
Yeah.
I also am and this will absolutely probably already has come out in this podcast. I am a notorious repeater. And I know I am. I know when I'm doing it. I just want to be like inside of my head. I'm like, stop. You told this story like 7 times.
You told this story. This is the 3rd time in 4 episodes.
Oh, so anyway, I'm sorry. Whatever. If there's a story that you missed, for some reason, don't worry. You'll probably hear it again.
Yeah. I want to apologize to our viewer. I keep like doing this. My mustache I have to trim it. It's tickling the bottom of my nose. I do not have a cocaine habit. I just want to be clear.
I do it all the time. And that's, I know I do the same thing. And I think the same thing, like, why is that the go-to? Everyone's like, well, everyone's going to think I'm on cocaine or your nose is running.
Not with this figure. Come on. I'm not doing cocaine with this figure. Like,
I know that this is probably unpopular and obviously don't do drugs, kids, but, I've always said
obviously.
that I've never done anything like cocaine, but I feel like I would be really great at it.
Just a little, not, don't go full, cocaine, but just, yeah.
No, I would be the cautionary, like after school special tale though, where I would like jump out of 4-story window. Like, I mean, it's just, remember that? Do you remember that after school special?
I was at the tail end of the after school specials, but yes, God, they were so.
And that was like angel dust or something. I don't know. Anyway.
It wasn't an after school special, but for me, it was the episode of Saved by the Bell where Jesse Spano is on, speed.
Oh, that's a classic.
It's so excited.
I remember not understanding what was even going on. I was like, wait, so what?
Yeah, so what? They're just okay, cool.
I didn't understand what she was taking. I mean, that's just how absolute.
Yeah, it wasn't anything. I mean, I don't want to downplay it because addiction's no joke, of course, but like,
no,
it was. These were not hardened drugs. I don't think it was. I think it was just like a caffeine pill.
That's what I thought. I was a little bit confused. I was like, wait, is that drugs? I mean, I didn't understand. I was like, what's going on right now? I didn't get it. I mean,
I'm now looking it up because I want to know. Yeah, it was legit. Yeah, it was caffeine pills.
Caffeine pills, right? Because she was trying to stay awake to do
like SATs or something, or whatever. Like she was doing like 5 different things. They were randomly a music act.
Yes. Somehow they just like for one episode they had a band.
Yeah, they went on world tours while they were in high school. Cool. Okay.
The interesting thing is you think about that now and how like what an innocent. Like I mean, now we have Euphoria, right? I mean,
right.
Television has changed.
We had Saved by the Bell. Oh, Screech.
Teens on TV have really just changed. It's like what?
It's breaking into the suburban houses for meth money. Oh, hi, Brian. Do you have any thoughts on the matter?
It's weighing in. Hi. Look at now. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube, you just got a real good treat.
Yeah, that was a real special treat. For the audio listener, he looked lovingly into the distance.
He did. I love when he does that.
1,000-yard stare.
Yep. Yes, it was very artistic.
It's a Lucky Strike ad all of a sudden. Just Brian Williams for Lucky Strike.
I feel like now he's starting to dig at the chords. I feel like he's over it.
He's like, enough of this podcast, which quite frankly, yeah, I think we're good.
Honestly, he's like the hook. He's like, get the hook.
Bring out the Williams.
Yeah, bring out the Williams.
All right. Well, I suppose that's our cue then, Catherine.
All right, I guess so. Well, anyways, this has been a delight as always.
Thank you, Kath.
Thank you, Nath.
We'll see you next time.
Maybe.